Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to UFRL Tier 3 Racing. And we are racing today around Spa-Francorchamps, the Grand Prix around Belgium. It's hopefully going to be a good one today. We have 10 drivers in today racing, and I will get it up as soon as it starts. Which drivers are racing today? Can we leave me alone with good evening, okay, Deck? I am just trying. Good evening. It's a good way to introduce everyone, but how is everyone doing today? It's going to be a very interesting race today. Hopefully, it's a lot cleaner than the last Tier 3 race that went on, and then we'll get the tyres up there. Here we go then. We have UFRL William. Hopefully William might be back here. Might be back trying to get pole position after his last race around Australia. Warner is on his second race now in the Kick Sauber. Hopefully will be better than last time after that DNF. Then DD Friend in the Alpine does not have 50 Gent backing him up today. So he's going to have to try and grab this. Oh, wait, sorry, 50 Gent is in the RB. What am I talking about? He honestly, Cinders in the Ferrari by himself today. Got Keznator in that Kick Sauber, who says it is. Sorry, I was just reading chat. Keznator is back in the Kick Sauber. Shazam in the RB with Cowley bringing it up in the Williams there. 50 Jet also in the RB there, as he's not missing this race, as I so mistakenly said. Iceman in P9 there, obviously, as qualifying does not go underway in the Aston Martin. And Jack, for his second race, hopefully gets another decent result and hopefully is not involved in any incidents like he was last time, although I would argue that it wasn't his fault last time out. Here we go then. Into qualifying. The Haas driving round is going to be our first drive out on track. Might be a wet race though. We will have to just keep an eye on that one because Spa is known for its wet races, obviously. Thinking back to, what was it, 2020, 2021? No, 2020, yeah, it was 2020 when they just decided to not race around here because of how bad the rain was. But looks like everybody is getting out there pretty early. Only 3 drivers are not getting out there pretty early. Just to update you on the championship standings for Tier 3, as we'll just see the house going round. After round 6, Iceman is your leader, the Aston Martin, so he's hoping to extend that championship lead. We have DD Friend, who is in P2 there, so hoping he can gain and surpass Iceman. They are only separated by 1 point. Oh, it's Priv Widget we are missing today. Priv Widget is the one we are missing today. Then 50 Gen is behind 10 points behind Priv Widget, hoping to overtake him for P3 in the championships today. And then Cinders is behind in P5, hopefully going to gain some positions there. And we will check back later for the rest of the points of stay on board with Jack, who has started his lap. Going around here into turn 1, making sure to get nice on the power, making sure not to lose the back end. And getting around, he does keep it on none there, which was very interesting. I wasn't expecting that, but I'm not sure what the ERS's usage around here. Up Eau Rouge and around to the DRS straight where Sebastian Vettel had that famous quote said by was it Martin Brundle and Crofty? I'm not sure. Into sector 2 now then, getting through this chicane, trying his best to not invalidate through there, and then through here, making not half spin out of there with the traction on. Up to the hairpin then, and around he goes, getting onto the power nice and early as possible, and then through these next corners. Hopefully not extending the track, as obviously we have the gravel there that make sure we're trying to keep it in track limits. Through then this next left-hander, which I should definitely know the corner name of, but I unfortunately don't because my F1 knowledge is terrible. Through then this last bit of sector 2 through the little S section, round the curb a little bit there and gets onto the gravel, but hopefully that does not affect his lap time too much, as through the second sector is a 1:15.2 so far, and these last 2 straights, well, the last straight, couple of corners and the chicane is all he has to get through to get up into the timing sheet. Hopefully it does not invalidate. He's already used all of his deploy, which that's going to affect him coming out these last couple of corners. He is not wanting to see that, as that is a bit of track that I think he needs the DRS for, as he gets up to line, and 1:44.0 is his time there, as we'll go on board with Warner, who hasn't invalidated and still has enough ERS. He's going up to line. He gets a 1:44 flat, only a hundredth, 1900th in front of Jack. But does manage to get the lap time in, as we'll go on board now with Cowley in the Williams. Does not look like he's got the best time in, but gets through 1:44.2, only 2/10 off Jack. Then we have the Shazam coming over across the line now, but he has put in a 1:46.1, is definitely wanting to improve on that time. As William, let's have a look. I could not see if you got a fast purple sector. 116.0 was through the second sector, and everybody's using their deploy so early. I feel like they're using their deploy a bit too much going into the third sector and do not have enough to get up to the line or anything. What is it going to be for William, though? It's a 145.3, and then he has... My apologies. Was it Cowley? No, it was Cinders, 144.9, as Keznator has retired in the pits, I believe. So potentially could be an engine penalty, which I do not see. DD Friend invalidated on that lap, so does not get a lap time. And 50 Gent is on an out lap, but he is starting his lap now. Is anybody on a lap? No, Shazam has saved up his tyres. I think the rest of the people are saving up their ERS to be able to go again. Jack looks like he could be one of the next ones to go again. Is Warren on his lap right now? Is he on another lap? But I think he is not, because the fuel is running out there and he's just on medium. So we'll go on board with 50 Gen. Actually, we'll go on board with DD Friend. Actually, DD Friend has already invalidated this lap time, so he will not have a lap time in. Here we go then, on board with Qualiban Keznator. Right. I understand that. Here we go then, 50 Gen going through here, this first sector. Getting through it, and I'll actually get the corner numbers up so I can see what I am doing. Ooh, Spa, Franco, Shaw. Oh my god, nothing is working out today. So staying on board with 5th Gent on the RB, getting through this first sector. Then what is it going to be for the time? Is it going to be a purple sector? Actually, I missed it already. What am I even saying? Yes, as he goes through this second sector now, down the hill and around the bends. As I am not trying to quote Thomas the Tank Engine here, but, you know, we'll just see how it goes as he gets through this second sector now. Is it going to be a good lap time from him? 117.3 is this purple second sector there, so he's getting through good now. Right through Blanchimont now. Getting through this third sector as quick as possible, trying not to lift, making sure I have the DRS. And again, 5th Gent has also used all his ERS as he goes into the 1920 bus stop chicane now, and goes up to the line. Can he activate DRS early enough? Gets it up and up to the line. What's it going to be? 146.2. That only puts him P7. Whereas William is going again. He's saved enough fuel to go again. So stay on board as the Mercedes is trying to go as best he can through the Kemmel Straight. Getting past that Haas there, who just tucks out the way on his outlap. William doesn't improve on the first sector, but he might have had a good first sector. So we'll just see how he goes through here now, through turns 9 and up to 10. Trying to get round this hairspin as best as he can. Through turns 11 now. Make sure not to touch that gravel on the outside. And uses all of the curb there to make sure he gains enough speed. Here now through Puon, where Fimsy, I think it was 2019 that, or 2018 that Lewis Hamilton said was just absolutely flat through there, if I recall correctly, and it was just an amazing lap from him in the dominant Mercedes era. Now through Sector 2, has a little bit of a snap there, but he is improving by 5/10. And 5/10 would currently put him up to P4, but let's see if he gains any more time around here. He's using a lot of overtake now to get through this third sector now. Going up to the back of Sector 3 now, up to the bus stop chicane. Can he get any improvement on his time through this lap? The Mercedes going right, going left, up to the line. What is it going to be as he opens up the DRS? It is going to be P5 still. He lost a lot of time in that third sector compared to his previous lap, and does improve, but does not improve enough to get past Cinders in the Ferrari. As 50 Gent is currently not improving on his lap, so we'll go on board with Jack, actually, who is the next one to start his lap. Up then to the Radeon and Eau Rouge, then through onto the Kemmel Straight, opening the DRS as best as he can. And now I've got the corners numbered up. That's all I can talk about now. Is literally just trying to add to my commentating. Haas, has he improved on this first sector? Yes, he has. He has improved on this first sector. So if he even just keeps it now and just does a similar sectors to the other two, he will beat Warrener. But he's got to keep it on track then. Is he going to be able to do it through the next few corners now? Up to 11. Through here, riding that curve as best as possible without invalidating. Uses a bit of hot lap to get him out as quicker. And then down poo on we go, down turn 12. Up to 13 now, trying to just use that hot lap as best he can on this lap to make sure that he gets a good time in, but make sure not to use all his ERS before the third sector, as he will need it for the back straight. Here we go then, through the second sector now. The Haas driving up here doesn't improve on his second sector and actually loses a lot of time through the second sector. Where has he lost all that time at? I am not too sure. He must have had a crazy third sector to get that to lose 4/10 there. But is it going to be an improvement on his previous lap? He uses all of his deploy now, just coming up to the bus stop chicane. There he goes though, trying to get on the traction as early as possible without having to slide out there. What is it going to be from the Haas? It's not an improvement, 4/10 down, and he must have lost just too much time coming out of the second sector then, as DD Friend is starting a new lap now. But we'll go on board with Cowley is starting his new lap, so go on board with Shazam, who is not improving currently. He's just a little bit down on his time by 1/100th of a second. Let's see if he can improve on his time though, and hopefully get up to where the P5, P4 time is. Oh, my apologies. Got a little bit of... Thank you for the follow, Lavinus1. Welcome to the UFRL Streaming League for the Tier 3 race today. Into the third sector then goes the RB. What is it going to be? Using a lot of overtake to make sure to gain all the time here. And so many people are just using this, all their ERS. Going into this third sector, is there something that I just don't know about? Because... very strange to use all their ERS deployment by then into the last few corners we go now, trying to ride the curb as much as possible, gain as much lap time. What Shazam get is going to be a 1:45.1. He does improve by 9/10, but does not beat out Cinders, as Warrener is going to be going across the line now, and there's 1:43.5, 5/10 ahead of the Haas now. What's it going to be for DD Friend, who is looking set in stone to try and take some championship point of Iceman, and he is into the pit, so he bails out with this lap and tries to go again, as he has not set a lap time, which he is needing to do, especially with DD Friend Iceman starting at the back there, which, to be fair, he always does, but he might be able to with all the DRS zones, might be able to out traction. Today ERS management is kind of mad. Yeah, it seems not too great around here today. Deck, if you could give us some insight whether around Spa this usually happens. Oh no, just a half spin from Cowley there as he enters the pits and is obviously wanting to get new tyres on. Up the RB boys. Yes, the RB's doing 6th and 7th, which they just, all teams are just getting good points in Tier 3 as only 10 drivers. So as long as there's no DNFs or anything, it should be good points all around. As we will go on board with Shazam is not improving. Is Warren on a lap? No, I don't believe he is. He's currently says he's on a hot lap. However, I don't believe that much, as obviously his ERS usage is not there, as we go on board with William, who is on an out lap. So it looks like nobody's on a lap right now to be able to have a follow. Too much burning on Sector 1, says Deck. So apparently people are burning too much in Sector 1 to be able to get that time in and just lose it all in the next sector. So we can see a bollard go flying from the RP there. As William is the next driver who's going to be on a lap, and there's a few drivers starting to come out now. Looks like DD Friend is coming out now with only 4 minutes remaining in qualifying. Let's see who is able to improve and get up up the order. And hopefully people will be able to stay in DRS, as Merckx has joined to do some race controlling, I believe, and just to help out there. Here we go then, the Mercedes into turn 1, making sure to not burn as much ERS, just manage it over a lap, as people are burning it way too much, as Deck says. Up then to Eau Rouge and Radion, going on to then get the DRS of the Camel Straight through turn 6 and getting through the first sector. Let's see how much the Mercedes improves. Is it going to improve by much? 2 tenths currently up is the Mercedes. Let's see if he's able to improve through these next few corners into the second sector. Obviously, with the longest lap time of any track in the F1 calendar, but with the shortest amount of laps. Spa is going to be a bit of an endurance race as they just have to survive such a long lap to get round. Here we go then, down poo on there, and through this next few corners to the right and then to the left, hopefully not touch the gravel on the inside or the curb too much to not spin out onto the gravel on the right side. Getting through the final corner of the second sector now and up to the third sector. He has lost a bit of time in that second sector, but he has managed his ERS a bit better, I think, as he's using a lot of overtake and he's just rinsing all of his ERS. And he's about, there he goes, runs out of deployment already, heading up to the bus stop chicane. So is that going to ruin his chances for extra lap time coming out this final corner? Let's see, up to line, what is he going to do? It's a 144.6 up to P4, does improve over Cinders, but he does not get close to the top three, who the P2 and P3 were very close to each other there. But P1 is just out there right now, 5 tenths ahead, as DD Friend is the next one on a lap. Did not see his lap time improvement. Oh no, here comes the steward favoritism from Merck, says Keznator. No, I'm sure it's all fine, extra stewards, because, I mean, after last week's Australia race, we definitely need it in Tier 3. So that'll be very, very interesting. Here we go then, DD Friend through the next sector. What is it going to be from the current runner-up in the championship, who is in a championship fight with Iceman? Is he going to be able to get anywhere close to the Aston Martin? The Aston Martin always starting at the back and is doing well with the championship lead. But can DD Friend take it today? That is the potential. And let us see. The Alpine did get a purple second sector. Let's not talk about right race. Yeah, I think Australia wants to be crossed out of everyone's mind this week. As deployment has been used from DD Friend. So, going up to the bus stop chicane, is it going to be enough to get ahead of Warrener, who is currently 5 tenths ahead of the next driver? Up to line, what's it going to be from DD Friend? He's using a lot of... He went to the side a lot there. 143.8, 3 tenths off. Could that be the end of it? P2 currently runner-up behind Warrener. Could Jack potentially take it off him, as we'll go on board with who is on an out lap right now? It looks like 50 Gent is starting his lap. Let's see, Cinders has invalidated. Could that be his lap over? I think he's trying to save ARS to get up to the line. Warrener is on an out lap. Is he going to be able to even make it to the line? Only 15 seconds left, I think. William is not getting up to the line either. Cinders is on his lap now, starting his lap. It's very close. William is slowed down, hasn't not finished, and currently Warrener did not improve there. Is Jack improving enough? 3 tenths up. Could this be Jack's moment to take pole position potentially? Warrener on provisional pole. Is it going to be enough for the Haas to get up ahead? Let's see. Up to line. No! He is only a tenth off. Warrener currently keeps provisional pole. Can anybody else do anything about it? Cowley has invalidated. DD Fred has invalidated on that lap. William is into the pits. Cinders is went for another lap though. Shazam and 50 Gen are all on lap, so go on board with 50 Gen. 50 Gen has invalidated, so Shazam is going to be your next driver on a lap right now. Let's see what he's able to get through this second sector. Is he going to be improving by much? I wasn't able to see if he was getting through there. Demile Dergy in Oz says Scott Yem. Yes, it was in Australia. And Shazam has unfortunately invalidated there. So Cinders is the last driver to get a lap time in. Let's see through this second sector how much the improvement. Cinders was quick, I believe, around Australia last time. Let's see if he's able to keep up the pace this week. Then through this next sector, down to none, then back onto medium and up into overtake, improving by 3 tenths of a second here. Could be potential to get past William in P5. Could he improve by 7/10 to get past Cowley in P4 and be right up there? We will have to see. He's using all the overtake. He's actually low on ERS because of his previous lap, but he has still got some deployment left going into the bus stop chicane through this next final corner. Let's see, up to the DRS. Ultimate overtake. What's it going to be from Cinders? He does improve, but not enough to get past William, and that is your top 10 right there, as we see Warrener take pole position. The Kicksauber doing very, very well around Spa today, with Jack just behind him, a 10th.5, has shown good pace last time round, showing good pace today. DD Friend, the Alpine, in P3, not too far off. Cowley, Williams in P4 there, 7/10 off, is the only other driver to get under a second off the top time. William in the Mercedes got a little bit pace to keep up there, but he might have went for a main race setup. Cinders in the Ferrari is in P6. Shazam and 50 Gent, the two V-Carbs, are in P7 and 8 respectively. Kezenator with that quali band is in P9, and Iceman, who doesn't set a lap, is in P10. So let's see how that goes for everyone. 5-minute break as always, and then we will see you in the race. I hope you all are going to enjoy. Let's just see quickly, is it going to be raining around Spa? Will it be rain? It's cloudy, but it's not raining. It is dry currently. Let's see if the race might come later in the race. So I hope you all have an enjoyable 5 minutes, and we'll see you back here. And we should be getting underway any moment now for the race. Let's see how it's going to go. 22 laps around here, which is actually not very long. Obviously, it's a little longer as Kesenator has left. Why is Kesenator left? Let's see if we can get back in before the starting lights start. Let's see, do I have him? Please say I have him. Kesenator. I do not have Kesenator. Can somebody, Mr. P or anyone, get Kesenator back in here, pretty please? Let's see. Hopefully nobody has readied up as we try and get Kesenator back in. We'll make sure we try and get back in right now. Has the race started? I don't think so. Nobody has gave the ready up sign yet. So we'll try and get Kesenator back in. Unfortunately, that is going to ruin his start. At least he has a strategy in, hopefully, and at least he has his ties in, and Kesenator is back in now. So we should be getting underway any moment. People should be readying up now. Let's see how this is going to go. Tier 3, ready up. Hopefully they have readied up pretty much now. As they've had plenty of time to discuss strategy, and now it's all about the racing. Let's hope that these drivers keep it clean today. We need them to keep it clean after the race that shall not be named. Let's see. Good luck to Tier 3 today. Let's have some enjoyable racing. No heroics into Sandevot, please. Even though this is not Monaco. This is taking a while to get started. Very, very strange. There we go. As we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And we are underway for the Spa, Belgium Grand Prix. Warren has a little bit of slide going out of his exit, but gets ahead. Jack is trying to go around the outside right now. Has a little bit of luck, but has to back out. Cowley is putting DD Friend under pressure. Does Cowley get up ahead? Yes, the Williams does, as there's some changes back. William has dropped down. Cinders has moved up a couple of places. The RBs have been separated now as Shazam drops down. Iceman has already got past Kesenator, and Kesenator will have it taken over. Warrener then is ahead. Cowley trying to make his way past the Haas now. Is he going to be able to get it done? Let us see. Cowley up against the Haas, but has to back out there and currently keeps his P3. Then he has a little bit of a slip. The Alpine having a look around the outside, but does not get it done. Cowley having a little bit of ride on that curb there. Kesenator is out. Is a DNF, and that is the early safety car already out this race. Is anybody going to box? As we'll have a look at tyres right about now. The top P1, Warrener on soft tyres, Jack on the mediums behind them. Cowley is also on the softs, and William is on the softs as well. The rest are on the medium tyres. So who is going to pit? Is anybody going to pit? As a couple of drivers have lost a couple of places, DD Friend, William and Shazam. The rest, Cinders, 50 Gen and Iceman are up places. Jack and Warrener have managed to keep their positions off the start. As we'll go back to none there. Let's see, is this safety car going to settle this race down now? Got DD first, please. Need the point. Apparently, Priv Widget needs the points. And I'm not sure what happened to Kesenator. We'll try and have a look at him later on. But here we go then. Let's see how this race is going to pan out. Is DD Friend going to try and attack those ahead? And we're looking at one stops, softer hards or softer mediums, and Cinders has made the call, and so has William. William on them softs wants rid of them. Iceman has also decided to pit. As into the pit they go. Let's see what tyres goes on the Ferrari. The hards it is. The Mercedes, what does he put on? He also puts on the hards. Let's see, Iceman then, what does he go? And it's also the hards for the Aston Martin. 3 drivers now on the hards. Could take the end. There's a visual glitch going on there above the pit lane. Spectator stands as Warrener is just falling behind the safety car now. Settle back in as we should be getting going, not after on to lap 3, or the end of lap 3 is when we should get going. as people have plenty of time to catch up to the safety car. Again, a long track here, but that's already 3 laps down, and we have had a little bit of a decent racing start and went off at the Camel Straight. Oh, I'm so sorry, Kezineta. But at least your Kicksauber teammate is currently in P1, and you can watch him and pay him that bonus right at the end for hopefully bringing that win in, as he's shown some tremendous pace around here. Yes, pretty good then. So he's going to get Warner restart underway. Not this lap, probably next lap as Spa. Even though everybody can catch up in 1 lap, the safety car obviously came out. Well, it came out last lap technically. So will it stay out this lap? I'm not sure how the safety car works in this game, unfortunately. We'll see how it goes for all these drivers. Here we go then. Warner just behind the safety car. The rest of the drivers are just saving up all their ERS to make sure they're all on 100%. We're down to 9 drivers in this race. Ooh, let's see how good the racing is going to be from all these drivers. Warner on them softs should be able to start pulling away. I thought he would have pitted onto the hards or something off them soft tyres and just took the hard to the end, but maybe he is thinking that he just wants to get some soft tyre running in before he has to then commit to the hards, who will then have fresh rubber compared to Iceman, William and Cinders. Potentially that is how it's going to go. Yep, it's looking like 1 more lap of safety car before it goes in, so we'll have to sit here for 1 more lap. Merckx is paying, not me. So Merckx is paying. Okay, that's why he joined. He wanted to make sure that Warner was getting this bonus in. Understandable. However, I still think you should pay him, Kezineta. That would be a good bonus. Get 2 bonuses at once. Oh. It is going to be a hard race this then, for some people to obviously just get going underway, and to make sure to keep it clean going through with these DRS with the DRS straight, as people are going to be wanting aggressive with the overtakes. Let's see who's went for the lower downforce and who's went for the high downforce, as it's not similar to Baku, I wouldn't say, but with some people I think it's similar in the sense that some people will go low downforce for them to overtakes and to try and keep people behind on the tricky sections, and then some people went higher downforce to catch up in the downforce sections and just keep hanging on with the DRS in the straights. So we will see how it goes for some of these drivers, see what the difference in that top speed is. Very interesting now. So we've just went through the first lap, and there was a couple of overtakes. Then we are into the second and third lap with safety cars because of Kezineta's DNF, and now we will be getting underway this lap. He will get number 1 driver status if he wins. Kezineta, I think you will always be the number 1 driver. You've been here since the beginning, man. You will always be the number 1 driver until you get maybe sacked after this season and have to join another team. But for now, you're the number 1 Kicksauber driver, just not to put all that pressure on you at all. But yeah, here we go then. The Kicksauber's doing a very decent job to keep it currently in P1, even though we had 3 laps in the race. He was supposed to have a good race last time out, but unfortunately got taken out in Australia. As I keep bringing up Australia, as it has been cleaner than Australia. I will say that the start has been cleaner than Australia. Well done to everyone. But let's see if they can keep it like that for the rest of the race. There we go then. Race control, safety car in this lap. Hopefully we'll see a clean restart. When will Warner go? He has to wait for the safety car to get back into the pit, and then hopefully will be a decent restart. Priv Widget. Oswald's Pants says Priv Widget. Priv Widget, why are you not in today? You need to be back in DD Friend Up. He's got you've both got championship battles going on. You could both go for the championship still. But there we go. And the Warner keeping a decent pace, waiting for that safety car to go in through this bus stop chicane. Is he going to get it going early here? And there he goes, right, going early as possible out of the bus stop scheme. Has a little bit of a jump on Jack, but Jack, all the drivers are separated by 7/10. Shazam has not had a good restart. Has William, Iceman, and Cinders on the back of him as they go on board with Jack. Is Jack going to be able to catch up to the Kicksaubers? There's already overtakes happening in the back. Oh, William is round. I'm not sure what happened to Willie there, as unfortunately he is round and into the gravel. Hopefully he does not keep him off, but he is on the hard tyres, so he might be able to just go to the end and keep up the pace and then hopefully grab onto one of the top leaders, DRS, as Warner locks up a little bit there, but still there ahead, and looks like he's pulling away from Jack. Them soft tyres are still working for him, but Jack is trying to keep up as best he can. He's got a Williams and DD Friend behind, but they all are separating out by almost a second each now. And the Haas has to do his best to keep in 1 second. Might be using a lot of the ARS to catch up. We are not sure. The Williams has dropped out, and DD Friend is starting to drop in to that within that second, and getting down to under 5/10. Might have a little bit more downforce than the Williams, or a bit more confidence. But the Williams now is going to be under pressure by look up down to 4/10. As the Williams of Cowley has lost out 1.6 seconds. It looks like he just doesn't have the downforce. And there we go then. The Alpine right on the back of him. 2/10 now. Could the Alpine go for a move going out of here? 1/10 down to 1/10. Is it going to go for a move? Let's see. It looks like Cowley does have... It looks like he has so much more straight line speed than those around him, but he does not have the downforce to survive through the second sector. But DD Friend have a little look up on the inside there, does not go for the move, and then gets through the bus stop chicane safely on them soft tyres, and is going to be trying to chase after Jack, but potentially DD Friend will get him ahead of him with the DRS now enabled. Jack, though, has managed to get within 7/10, down to 8/10, sorry, up to 8/10. And he's now through to Warner. Is he going to open the DRS? Is he going to go for a move? How much straight line speed does he have on the Kick-Sauber? Oh, race band Priv Widget. That is why. Oh, I'm so sorry, Priv Widget. I did not know that it was a race ban. But hopefully you'll come back next week stronger. And hopefully not get as many penalty points. Would love to see you back if you always have some decent pace. Here we go then. Jack is up to 5/10. Them softs might have dropped off already, or Warner just might not have the straight line speed. DD Friend is now ahead of Cowley, has managed to make that overtake easy, and Cinders, Iceman and Williams still on them hard tyres, and not quicker than those ahead of them right now, but the hard tyres should be coming in very, very soon. Jack has dropped a little bit behind Kick-Sauber, but he did this last lap and managed to gain the time back through the third sector, so might be able to get the DRS. Cowley is just dropping back now. He now is going to be starting to get a little bit under pressure from the RBs of 50 Gent and Shazama, who are chasing up behind him right now, and then Cinders and Iceman behind them, as looks like Iceman is putting a little bit of pressure on the Ferrari now to say, come on, get a move on. We're both on the yards. He's a little bit faster though, as the championship leader is trying to make his way through this group, but he's lost a lot of time to those ahead who are all about DRS of each other, and now these are going to be the closest battles there. The Aston Martin having a little look on the Ferrari, but does not go for any move forward, and puts in the fastest lap of the race again, but looks like Jack has just lost out to DRS on there. But has he lost out to DRS on the back straight, Kemmel Straight? We will see. Through the first corner then, does Iceman go for a move? No, he just stays behind the Ferrari, trying to get as close as he can, as Jack has managed to just get within the DRS, I believe, as we'll have a look back. Does he open the DRS? Yes, he does. And 5th Gent has managed to catch up to Cowley, putting in a decent lap time there to be able to get within the DRS, up to 5/10 now behind the Williams, but the Williams has a lot of straight line speed, so gains it there, but will he be losing it all in that next sector? Cinders then has a look up the inside of Shazam, but does not go for the move, and we'll have to just settle behind the Aston Martin. Is just settling as well. As what's happened here? Jack is trying to go around the outside of Warner. Might have been a mistake. Jack does go around the outside of Warner. Them softs might be dying off now. Round the outside round the outside of Warner at the next corner, and gets through down the bank and get up to P1. Warner having a little bit of luck, trying to get past Jack again, but does not manage to get past him. Jack is now your net race leader in this race, but we'll have to see what the tyre offset says of those behind him. I was not expecting that. I do apologise for missing that. Here we go then. Let's see how this goes for the Haas. Is he going to be able to stay ahead of the Kicksauber? The Kicksauber on the softs get a little bit up behind the back of Jack there. Is he going to go for a move that he's following along his slipstream? Just follows along as close as he can. Lifts off a little bit, I believe I heard there. And does not go for a move here. Does he pit now? As we are now almost halfway through this race. He doesn't. He stays behind Jack. And might just start using Jack's medium tyre pace to be able to get ahead of those. The DD is starting to slowly catch up. 50 Gent is also caught up to Cowley. Hasn't went for a move yet, but might be going for a move soon. That's it. Poochie saying, that's it, hold it, that's it, hold each other up. Says Poochie as he wants Jack and Warrener to be battling so DD Friend can get back within them. 2 seconds back now. DD Friend has lost a little bit of time. Is Warrener going to go for a move? You see the crowds cheering. Goes through. Warrener goes to the inside. Does Jack? Warrener try to look around the outside. Does he go for it? He has a little bit of look, a little bit of tap there. As I think the drivers are just trying to have a little bit of battle, a little bit of touching, but I don't think there was any ill intent there. And now Warrener has to just settle behind as Cowley gets a 3-second time penalty. Shazam has lost out to Cinders, and Iceman is back there. This battling has brought him back, as he was just periodically outside 1.2 seconds. The RB trying to have a go back at Cinders, but them hard tyres might be already coming into play compared to the medium tyres. I'm not sure what the tyre wear is around Spa, but it might not be that good for those on the lower tyres compared to those who pit under the safety car. Those hard tyre runners might be settling in to a good race here. Let's see. Cinders still under pressure from the RB. The RB now has Iceman right behind him as Jack has managed to get ahead of Warrener. Is he going to get outside of a second with the straight line speed? It looks like Warrener has gained a lot of time going through this bit. Warrener might have less downforce than the Haas does, but the Haas is managing to just keep out of there and might be able to keep ahead of the Kicksauber again. Hopefully it is a clean overtake or a clean defense going into the first sector, this time from both. Shazam looks like he's right on the back of the Ferrari, just trying to keep up with them now as the Ferrari is managing to stay ahead. So, there is a corner cut from Shazam, or track limit, and that is 3 seconds to him as well. And unfortunately that is going to demote him down to P8 at this current time, as we go back on board with Warrener up Radion on Eau Rouge through the next Kemmel straight now, opening the TRS. Is he going to be able to get close enough? He's got a lot more high speed compared to the Haas, but the Haas looks like he has it managed this time around and stays in P1. Warrener just has settled back in behind P2 and hopefully not lose out as much time, as DD Friend is starting to just drop back a bit. That DRS is helping them both out, as well as the speed of Jack. Currently Shazam is then still behind Cinders and Iceman is still behind him. These three just settling into the race. Cowley is settled into a rhythm now, is only just behind 50 Gent by 1 second. Might be able to get into the DRS as we'll have a look at the tyres. As here you go, Warrener and Cowley are both on them softs. Might be dying out now. The medium runners of 5th Gen DD Friend, Jack and Cinders, as Shazam. As Cinders now gets a 3-second time penalty, and now it's going to be a battle on for these three drivers. Cowley, Cinders and Shazam all got a 3-second time penalty, as Iceman and William and Cinders are all on the hard tyres. Are going to try and go the end. There's a mistake from Shazam there, relegates him down to P8, releases Iceman, and Iceman now has the opportunity to chase after the Ferrari and the Williams, who will go on board Warrener, as he's managed to stay up 4 tenths behind the Haas. As a look, there you go, the pit stops there, as those three at the back on the hards have made pit stops. Nobody else has. 5th Gen up 4 position though. He's doing very well in this race. As Warrener has managed to stay close into turn 1, as we are almost halfway through this race. Is he going to be able to go for a move? It looks like he's close enough to make a move this time, up to 3.5 tenths on the Haas driver, as long as them softs don't give out on this straight. And right before the DRS zone, does the Kicksauber get it? Having a little bit of defence there is the Haas, but you can't do anything against the Kicksauber. The Kicksauber is now back up to P1, and the Haas of Jack is going to have to just keep chasing after him. But it looks like a little mistake from Warrener, and round the outside goes the Haas. So much confidence there. Jack absolutely smashes it around the outside and gets through back up to P1 after that mistake from Warrener. Hopefully, I think it's that tyre wear kicking in, and he just has so much confidence. It was giving me sorry, my apologies, as I missed that. Cinders is ahead of Cowley. And that was giving me Fernando Alonso Japan on Michael Schumacher there. That's what those vibes were giving me with how much speed he carried around the outside. Let's see, William, yeah, it was a spin, but unfortunately I couldn't see if it was a contact or not, as it looks like Shazam is getting overtaken or having a little bit of a go against Iceman. I think, yeah, he was relegated behind Iceman, but is now back ahead, and this is not helping Iceman get ahead. The three drivers in front of him have all got 3 seconds, but he is wanting to probably get a move on, as he wants to catch up with his drivers ahead. As Cowley is starting to lose a bit of touch to the Ferrari, will go back on board with Warner as he stays behind on Jack. Does he go into the pits? Yes, he does. Warner pits now. Does anybody follow him? It looks like it should be Cowley who follows him next on them soft tyres. Does he pit? Yes, he does. He is the next driver to pit and pits for new tyres. And let's see how this race now develops then. Where does Warner get out to? He might come out just ahead as he goes onto the medium tyres. Hopefully to go at the end of this race. So they are going to be faster than the hards, but are they going to last as long on the hard tyres? Is Cowley done the same thing? Let's see what tyres he goes on to. What are those tyres? I couldn't actually see them. I can't see them, so I'm going to have to do this. He is onto the mediums as well, yes. So I wonder what these drivers, they might be going to lap 12 or 13 and then pitting for softs. But the undercut has started for Warner. Is he going to be able to do that to get ahead of the next drivers? Iceman was having a look for a move there, but could not make the move stick. And unfortunately has to settle back behind Shazam. And this race has started to get a bit underway now, and everybody's just got a tyre offset now, so now we're just waiting for the next few laps to come in so people can settle back into a rhythm, make all their final pit stops and get going. Cowley gets another 3 seconds. It's up to 6 seconds of time penalties, unfortunately, and now he's going to have to just try and settle in, get his head down and get as far ahead of some drivers as he possibly can. Iceman is the closest driver to any other driver. Cinders is though making up time on 50 Gen, as them hards I think are starting to now come in compared to the medium tyres. But the Aston Martin is going to want to get a move on. He's got Warner, who is showing incredible pace today, right behind him. And he might not want to get in that currently front-running battle. As Jack has called it, into the pits he goes. Is he going to pit for hards? Let's see what he goes to, as Diddy Friend has went past. Is anybody else going to pit? Cinders does not. Fifth Gen does not. Does Shazam? Does anybody else? It doesn't look like... Oh, Shazam is! Shazam has called it as well, and he is now into the pits. What is Jack pitting for? It is the hard tyres. So that might last longer. Why is he not going? What's happened? Why is Jack not going? Oh, it was just lag. Of course, I should expect that. Does he get ahead of Warner? He does get out ahead of Warner. He's going to be a bit slower on these first few laps, but on them hard tyres they might come in later. Warner right on the back of him now. We will see how this goes for the Kick Sauber. Is he going to get a move done? He looks like he has so much overspeed. Goes right around the outside, and now through goes Warner and up to the DRS. Through the DRS he goes and is up into P5, and now is going to have to be chasing after the next few drivers. And we'll be chasing after Iceman and Cinders, who will probably not be making another pit stop in this race. Let's see if Jack's going to be able to keep with the Kick Sauber on them hards. If he does, he might be laughing at the end of this race with the less tyre wear than the mediums will have, as Cinders has managed to catch up to 50 Gen and DD Friend, who have not pitted yet, and they will need to pit soon. My apologies. They are going to have to pit soon. Otherwise, they are going to be losing out plenty of time to those behind, as Warner has already caught up to the back of Iceman, and Iceman is now got under pressure from the two front runners in this race. Iceman, is he going to defend, or is he going to be under pressure, as he's lost out obviously to the DRS of those ahead, as Shazam had pitted, and Shazam is also onto the hard tyres. Is now battling Cowley back there. Iceman is going to have to try and defend to gain as many points as he can, as these two don't have time penalties currently, and he goes deep there. Unfortunately, he creates a little bit of bus stop there, and contact was made. Does Jack? Jack has lost an end plate, and into the back of Warner goes Jack, And now these two are side by side. Does Jack get it around the outside? It looks like Warner gets a better exit and just stays ahead of Jack. But they're both going to have the DRS. Iceman is not going to have the DRS. And Iceman might be getting overtaken here. Does Jack still have enough pace? He gets it 3 seconds. He doesn't have enough downforce. And he gets 3 seconds for crossing over the line. Iceman is now behind Warner. Does Jack able to get ahead of him? It's going to be a hard one. Jack goes for the move. Gets it done, and now is ahead of Iceman. Might have cut the corner a little bit there, but he's got 3 seconds now, and that is something he is going to have to worry about. Iceman is going to have to try and stay with these here, as Cowley is now ahead of William. And William is going to be under pressure soon from Shazam, as old hard tyres are not going to be as quick as the others. 50 Gent right on the back of Cinders. Cinders has managed to overtake him. Is 50 Gent going to be able to stay with him, or is he going to have to bite the bullet now and pit? Or is he going to pit for the soft tyres? Who knows? Them softs were able to go 10 laps, but were they good enough in race pace? That is something we're going to have to see, as Warner is now on the back, chasing after 50 Gent and Cinders, as they have all lost out a bit of time to DD Friend, who's just pulling away a little bit by each time. 50 Gent is now going for a move back on Cinders, round the outside. Does he get it through? This next corner is a very hard corner to overtake. I think he just backs out there and settles in behind Cinders, and then settles into P4. Warner has managed to catch up. Into P3, 50 Gent settles into, and Warner is now on the back of them as there's a yellow flag, and Jack pits. He is pitting for wing damage, I believe, and with that 3 seconds it is not going to help, but he has bit the bullet. He said he wants a new wing, and he wants to make sure that he just finishes this race cleanly. That is unfortunate for Jack again. But now we look on board with 50 Gent, who's right on the back of Cinders still. Even them old medium tyres are going to help. Aren't going to help 5th Gen much, as Warner is right on the back of him. Even with DRS, 5th Gen might have no answer for him, as the kick Sauber goes up the inside and gets the move done and gets through into P3. Is now chasing after the Ferrari and DD Friend. Let's see how they're going to be able to do it, as DD Friend is still gaining time on Cinders on the medium tyres, so he has managed to keep the tyres in check. And he's managing to keep pace, as William looks like he's having a look and move on Jack. But Jack has pitted for new mediums and is going to be showing a lot of pace now. So William could not get the move done there. Jack will be now chasing after the Williams driver. Not William, the driver, Williams. Jack's in the mud now, never fixed his wing. Oh, it didn't fix his wing. Let's have a look. It didn't fix his wing. So he's pitted to new mediums, and the pit crew didn't even fix his wing for him. Oh, that he's going to be not happy with that one, as here we go. Warner then right round the outside of the Ferrari. Is he going to get it done on Cinders? Right where 5th Gen was trying to go for a move. However, this time, looks like Warner sticks it out. Has enough downforce and completes the move into the bus stop chicane and gets ahead for P2. Cinders now is going to have to be defending on them old hards, as he's already down to 6/10. DD Friend is now decided about the bullet. Goes on to the soft tyres, he does. He's still held in the pits, but I believe that is like, because I was about to see him go out. Yeah, there he is. Out now onto the soft tyres. Is Cowley going to get him? No. It looks like he's going to be right ahead of Cowley and Jack, and is going to be behind Iceman and chasing after those ahead. He's done well now, and now he might be in the challenge for P1 again. As them soft tyres will be good for a few laps. He's going to have to use all the time in the world to be able to get ahead, but sorry, missing it. Cinders gets a hub ahead of the Kick Sauber, has enough tyre wear on them tyres to be able to make a move, and Warner has been displaced back down to C2, as William gets another 3 seconds. Or did he have 3 seconds? No, I think that's a new 3 seconds, as he gets 3 seconds now, and he's going to be battling down there. Have a look aboard. Jack gets the move done on Cowley, and the Williams has to just drop back there for P7, and now Jack's going to be chasing after them, as of course Cinders, and unfortunately Cinders has to settle back behind, as we just missed that. Cinders must have just went wide there, and there we go. Cinders now, the Ferrari has to start chasing after Warner for that P1 again, but within 3 seconds it's not going to be helping anybody out. That is unfortunate. Yeah, it looks like Jack just didn't set it to yes. He had it on auto or no potentially, and it just decided to not change his wing for him. So that is unfortunate for Jack's race. He was battling up there, had the pace today to definitely be battling up in the top podium positions, potentially even for a win. But unfortunately, he's not going to get it done as into the pits goes. Fifth Gen now has decided to bite the bullet and go into the pits. He's going to be battling now for those down in P5 potentially. And is going to be battling with those as we will have a look at DD Friend, who is now on the back of Iceman, and Iceman just goes a bit wide there, and unfortunately, even though that has managed to make the Alpine get ahead, that means Iceman is going to have DRS, so the Iceman might be able to overtake him, as Jack got the fastest lap of the race with that lap. Even though the wing, he does have wing damage, he is setting the fastest lap of the race. Here we go then, Iceman in the Aston Martin. Does he go for a move? No, he just decides to settle behind DD Friend currently at this moment in time, and is probably going to try and follow him along. But that shows that Jack definitely had the pace this weekend. 50 Gent, does he go for a move? No, it looks like he doesn't even have the DRS open right now. He does not on Cowley. And unfortunately, he's not going to be able to get any moves done. William just has set behind Shazam there. But 50 Gent is going to have the time now. If Warren wins this race, Merck's got to give him the £50 bonus, says Kezanir. Definitely does he have to give him your bonus and his own bonus, £25 each. That's why you're not getting your bonus this week, Kezanir. Unfortunately. Will Soft last? Apparently Deck doesn't think so, but potentially they might from here, who knows. 50 Gent trying to make a move on the Williams of Cowley. Does 50 Gent get the move done here? No, he's just having to bide his time. Has a little luck, but does not go for the move at any point now. As DD Friend has managed to get within that 3 seconds of Cinders, but is he going to be able to get within Warrener's 3 seconds of Warrener's? Oh, into the pits goes Cinders. He has decided to pit, get off them hard, and even after that wing damage, Jack could find himself battling for P4 in this race. Oh, this might be a good point haul for comeback for Jack after that wing damage. Let's see what he's able to be done, but all the drivers have decided to settle in. His 5th Jet goes for a move on Cowley. Does he get the move done into turn 1? Yes, he does, but he's not, unfortunately, will not have the DRS to help him. Cowley will have the DRS. Cinders is come out into the pit, out of the pit, and is ahead of Shazam. We'll go on board with Cowley, who is down there, 5/10s down on 6/10s down, sorry, on the RB. Is he going to open the DRS though? Yes, he does. He's using his DRS to try and gain again. He's gaining by a lot. He's gaining by a lot. Does he look around the outside? Look at that overspeed. Tries to go around the outside. Fortunately, could not keep the move in, and Cowley has to settle back into a rhythm for P6. Cinders is right behind him. Jack gets another 3 seconds, and he has got 6 seconds worth of time penalties. So has Cowley, and those two might be racing each other. As 50 Gent is now 4 seconds behind Jack, and is going to be gaining some time on him. Jack is going to need to try and just keep ahead of the other 3 second time penalties to hopefully keep P5. As we'll have a look on Cinders. Cinders on them newer soft. He is going to be trying to look on for moves on the other drivers, but is he going to be able to get them done? Let's see. He's going to probably get the move done, but is he going to get it done before the DRS straight, or is he going to go for a move now, as this is the closest battle, so we'll keep on board with this. The Ferrari trying to get as much time. 5 laps to go around Spa. And this could be this race coming to the end. It looks like Warner is totally ahead of DD Friend and is going to be gaining a lot of time. Has shown great immense pace today. So it's going to be a good showing from the Kick Sauber. Cinders then 2/10s behind of Cowley. Is he going to go for a move into turn 1? He's got the DRS but decides against it. Just settles in for P7. And then DRS is going to help him on this lap gain time. 5th Gent has also not gained enough time there, it looks like, on Jack. Well, Jack looks like he's actually gaining time against 50 Gent, as Ferrari now looks up to the inside of Williams. Through goes the Ferrari of Cinders, and gets through up to P6. Now, can he pull away at all and chase after 50 Gent and potentially chase after Jack, as long as he gets within that 3 seconds? But it looks like 5th Gent is not getting enough time on Jack, and he might be out of the 6 seconds by the end of this race. The potential, Jack might still be able to secure P4. That is going to be an interesting battle to play out. The Williams driver is just saving ERS now, and he's settling back into rhythm. It looks like it's P7, potentially P8 or P9 secured for the Williams driver. Still good points at the end of the day, but unfortunately the time penalties and track limits is going to ruin his race a little bit, as he just rides the curb a little bit there. Looks like there's no other close battles right now. We'll keep an eye on that 50 Gent and Jack timings there to see if he gets within that 6 seconds. Hopefully Jack does not get any more penalties, or else he might be screwed for P4 and potentially P5. William now does not have enough straight line speed. He is gaining time actually on Shazam, so is he able to gain enough time to get within the DRS of the RB? Uncle Willie is having a stink today after such a great showing from last time out. He is not having a great race today, is he? He is not. Shazam makes a little mistake there, I think, and William has managed to keep the DRS. Is gaining a little bit of time, but is he going to get enough through the corners to stay within the DRS? Those heads, well, he's going to be able to. Shazam keeps making mistakes like that, and Shazam, although he made a mistake, didn't lose any time to William, strangely enough. But William is in the DRS. Cinders is in the DRS of 50 Gent, and he's actually gaining a lot of time. Look how much time he's gained on the RB, and he's not going for a move there, but he has absolutely caught up to the RB there, and they're both catching up to Jack now. Look at that. Went from 4.5 seconds last lap down to 2.5, and this might be the potential loss of P4 and P5 for the Haas driver, unfortunately for him. Right then, let's see how everything is going. Warner has just managed to maintain that gap from the Alpine. Iceman is doing a good job in P3 on them old hard tyres. As well, it looks like the Haas is not catching up to him anytime soon. With only 4 laps to go, almost 3, as Warner is coming through the final sector now. Is the Ferrari going to try and go for a move on 5th Gen? It looks like he's showing a lot more pace than the RB is. But he is currently not going for the overtake. Them newer softs might be already, degrading already, and the Ferrari might be able to get ahead of a 50 Gent now. But them time penalties are going to come into play, and 5th Gent might have secured himself a P4 already. So, unless 50 Gent somehow gets a penalty, but this is a good showing from the RB today. His teammate is currently down in P8, unfortunately. He might be able to get himself P7 with that 6 seconds to Cowley, but he has not been as close to his teammate as I think he was in qualifying. Bring it home, TD says, Destroy Drac. No bottles from the Alpine this week. He's just settled into a nice rhythm and has got to go in as Cinders. The Ferrari has managed to gain a lot of time on the RB. Gets right ahead there and gets up to P5. Pretty simple move there. And now he might be dragging the RB along as he gets the fastest first sector. Nobody has beat Warren out on the fastest lap though, I believe. Let's actually have a look. Fastest lap. No, Jack has the fastest lap, sorry. Is currently 2 tenths quicker than Cinders. But Cinders gets a good lap in here. He might be able to take fastest lap, as we only have 3 laps to go. And potentially, if Cinders gets out the DRS of 50 Gent, might become a little bit of a dull ending, or dull-ish ending to I gotta say it was a pretty decent race from these drivers. Few battles for the lead and everything, a little bit of controversy as well, but it has been a good clean race overall, I believe. As William has retired, oh my god, and Warner has missed the pit lane. And it's going to be a safety car for the last laps of this race. DD Friend has managed to pit on them softs. Iceman is going to pit onto the softs. Looks like every other driver might pit onto the softs. It's going to screw over a little bit the people with the time penalties. Jack might be able to get his wing on if he switched the wing change to yes. As Cinders doesn't pit, 50 Gent doesn't pit, but it looks like Jack and Cowley and Sam will pit as William has DNF'd. Warrener has got 10 lap all mediums. Didi Friend has pitted for mediums. Did he not have new softs to pit to? Potentially. Others will have pitted. So has Iceman. He's also pitted to new mediums. Cinders gets a 3-second time penalty as well. Jack has pitted to new softs. He's going to have immense amount of pace compared to the other drivers. And we're going to have potentially 2 laps of racing to go. Didi Friend is looking in a prime position to potentially challenge Warrener, as Warrener couldn't get into the pit lane, and Warrener's not going to be happy with that one. And now Didi Friend is right on the back of him with the freshest mediums of the track. But other drivers, Iceman has also got fresh mediums. Jack, Cowley and Shazam all have fresh softs. And the safety car will most likely be in this lap, because it will need to get underway before the penultimate lap, or on the penultimate lap of this race. And we can't have just one final lap of safety car, I don't think that's possible in the F1 game. Looks like Cowley and Shazam are going to have to do their best to catch up the safety car, but this has popped the win wide open for Warrener, and unfortunately he's going to have to defend his absolute best. There's only really 1 lap of DRS, so as long as he can pull away in the penultimate lap, he might be able to still secure the win. But it is going to be a right challenge now, as safety car, yes, is in this lap. And that is not spelling good news for the Kicksauber. Surely fresh mediums are faster than 5 lap 1 soft. You would hope so. You would hope so. But Cinders was shown a decent amount. 10-second time penalty to Jack after a collision with Iceman. And that has definitely ruined his race. He is not going to be finishing in the top 8. But as long as he stays in the race, he still brings in a decent amount of points. Has Warrener went? It looks like Warrener's just warming the tyres up. He has not went yet, as the Kicksauber's just trying to get his tyres. Don't say anything. Don't say anything, Poochie. Poochie is not trying to curse his teammate. But Didi Friend has managed to stay on the back of the Kicksauber well enough, and the Kicksauber goes now. Looks like it being a good bus stop chicane for the Alpine, and not a good bus stop chicane, crucially, from the Ferrari. Warrener is not showing a good enough basis here, as Jack has got ahead of Iceman there. But let's get on board with this. Didi Friend is right on the back of Warrener. It might not even be a last lap overtake. It might be an overtake now. Warrener, does he go wide? He unfortunately has to let Didi through, and now he's going to have to try and defend against the Ferrari as well. The Ferrari's also going for a move. Is the Ferrari going to go for a move on Didi Friend? No. Up into second place goes Cinders. Warrener is now down to P3. Is Cinders going to be able to try and get ahead of Didi Friend? Unfortunately, that time penalty, though, is not going to be helping doing the Ferrari any favours. So currently, Warrener is still in P2. Fifth Gent is got... Oh, Jack right behind him. Jack has went round the outside, and there's a little bit of contact there from the contact model, but no spins or anything. So I think that was a decent move there, as Iceman is now right on the back of Fifth Gent. This race is absolutely broken wide open now. Cinders losing time to Didi Friend. Didi Friend might be stealing this win away from Warrener, as Warrener will have the DRS on the last lap compared to the Ferrari. But is the Ferrari going to lose too much time to the Alpine that Warrener can't do anything more? Jack is right on the back of Kicksauber now. Is Jack going to go for a move soon? Them new softs are absolutely doing it for the Haas, but he's not going to get enough time on anybody. Looking right on the back of the rear wing of the Kicksauber. He backs out there. He's not going to go for a move here, as they're just saving ERS. Didi Friend is now ahead of 1 second of Cinders. Can Cinders get within it? Is all right? Jack getting really close there to the Kicksauber. Does not go for a move. Tries to go for a switchback potentially on the Kicksauber, but decides against it. I think they're all going to be waiting for potentially... As no, Jack's going to go for a move now, and Jack goes for a move even with all them time penalties and gets ahead of Warrener. The Haas might have helped out. Didi Friend, there's a crash at the back. What's happening at the back? I'm not so sure. We're going to stay on board with this though, as Jack has got the DRS of the Ferrari. Is he going to make any overtakes? Is Warrener going to be able to catch up and make any overtakes? They all have the DRS now. Didi Friend just has to rinse all of his DRS to stay ahead. Looks like he's done that job well, as Jack gets ahead of the Ferrari now. Them new softs are doing well for him, as Cinders has got now defend against Warrener. Warrener has been relegated down to P4. He still has P2 because of time penalties, but the win has slipped away from him. Unfortunately, as those new mediums have absolutely helped out the Alpine and has stolen Warrener's win, on his second race out. Iceman now going for a move on the Williams. Cowley has got ahead. It looks like it was a mistake for 50 Gent back there. Potentially was a collision. We'll stay on board with Jack as Jack is right on the back of TD Fred. Now Jack has a penalty. Let's remember this. We'll go on board. Let's look at 16 seconds worth of penalties. So he might not want to go for a move, or he might want to try and show that he could have finished first on track without the penalties. As what has happened? There's a mistake. Was there contact? Cinders has made a mistake. And Warren is down to P4 with Iceman ahead. How was Iceman going up to P3? He's going to secure P2 now. As Cinders is down the order now in P8, unfortunately. And that is showing the Ferrari has unfortunately not had a good ending to this race. We'll go on board with DD Friend though, as he's coming through the final two corners and up to line. The Alpine has done it and has won your Belgian race. Jack, with them 16 seconds of penalties, comes on P2 on track. Unfortunately, Warner has got behind Shazam, and Warner is still in P3 with 10 penalties. Iceman P4 with all the time penalties changing, switching around. Shazam gets P4, 5th Gen P5. The RB's getting good results there. It looks like Cinders did lose his ring. Cowley in P6, Jack in P7, and Cinders comes on in a lowly P8 after that race. He should not have came that low, as he was doing well to get up there. But your winner of this race is the Alpine. Very well done to Alpine. DD Friend has done very well. Give Warner no chance. DD Friend needs to let Cinders through. Never mind, he dusted Cinders, says there potentially was contact between Warner and Cinders there. But there you go then. DD Friend has managed to break the spell and is finally won a race. Although he might have won a race at the start of the season, I don't remember it. But he has managed to win a race here. Well done, DD Friend. Iceman again comes home in P2 as he's just been so consistent. Even though he starts at the back every time, he's been so consistent. And Warner in P3 pending incident. So there might have been an incident at the back there. Shazam P4 and his teammate in P5. Cowley in a P6 there even after them penalties. Jack comes on P7 with 16 seconds worth of penalties, unfortunately. Cinders in P8, and unfortunately William anchors in it at both DNF to cause now 2 safety cars this race. Oh, that was an interesting one. Thank you all so much for watching. Yes, my drive of the day goes to safety car. Well, no, but seriously, that was a great result from DD Friend. I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you all so much for watching the Tier 3 race around Spa. I have been your host, Parkour, and I will make sure to see you all next week, which I actually don't know. Thank you, Priv for the great comms comment. I will check what track we are at next week. Could be an interesting one. Tier 3, it is December 4th next week, isn't it? Yes, it is. It is Imola. A lot of people don't like Imola, so let's see how it goes for Tier 3. But again, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next week.